The overture of opulence, anticipation, and arrival. Emirates First Class. The name itself is a legend, whispered with a certain awe. It promised more than just a flight. It promised an experience, an escape from the mundane, into a world of pure, unadulterated luxury. The anticipation had been building for weeks, a quiet hum of excitement. This was not mere travel. This was an event, a dream poised to unfold before me. I felt a thrill. I was ready for the magic. The journey began subtly, long before I even glimpsed the airport. A sleek, black chauffeur-driven car appeared, punctual, discreet. It whisked me away from the everyday, away from the usual hustle and bustle. This was the first gentle touch of exclusivity, a quiet promise of what was to come. There was no stress, no rush, just a serene sense of anticipation. The world outside the tinted windows began to fade. My adventure had started. Arrival at the airport was different, utterly different. There was no sign of the usual terminal chaos. Instead, a dedicated first-class entrance. It felt like stepping through a secret portal into another dimension of travel. Check-in was astonishingly swift, effortless, entirely personal. There were no queues to navigate, no tedious waiting, just calm, quiet efficiency. My luggage simply vanished, taken care of. My journey had truly, officially begun. The first-class lounge. It was an oasis, a sanctuary of profound tranquility, vast in its expanse, yet somehow it felt intimate. Champagne of the finest quality flowed freely. Gourmet snacks and canapes beckoned from artful displays. There were quiet corners for reflection. Or, if one absolutely had to, for work. But why would anyone choose that? This lounge was a magnificent prelude, a beautiful overture to the paradise that awaited me in the sky, a world apart. Ascending to a realm of luxury, the A380 Sanctuary. Boarding was an exercise in seamless elegance. Directly from the hushed calm of the lounge, there were no crowded gates, no undignified queues. We simply glided onto the mighty A380. This gentle giant of the skies. Its sheer scale was truly breathtaking to behold. The engineering was a marvel. This airplane was a clear promise, a promise of unparalleled comfort and sophistication. My excitement continued to build. This was it, stepping into the first-class cabin. A hush seemed to fall. It felt like entering a different world entirely, so wonderfully quiet, so incredibly spacious. The design philosophy spoke volumes. Understated elegance was the theme. Beautiful gold accents caught the light. Polished dark wood gleamed softly. Ambient lighting created a soothing atmosphere. This was no ordinary aeroplane cabin. It felt more like a private jet, or a lavish celestial cocoon. My private suite. This was to be my sanctuary for the flight. Solid doors slid shut with a satisfying whisper, cocooning me in blissful, absolute privacy. A personal minibar glowed invitingly, stocked with my favorite refreshments. A vast, high-definition entertainment screen promised hours of escape. Every conceivable control was at my fingertips. The lighting, the seat, the entertainment. This was my personal kingdom in the sky, for now. I settled into the embrace of the suite. The plush leather seat felt incredibly comfortable. A glass of chilled Dom Perignon champagne appeared, as if by sheer magic. The bubbles danced merrily in the crystal flute. I raised a silent toast to the journey ahead, to the experience unfolding. The world outside my window became a distant blur. We were ascending gracefully, powerfully, leaving the ordinary world far, far below us. A symphony of senses, gastronomy at altitude. Then came the caviar. This was an iconic moment, a signature of Emirates First Class. It was presented with all the traditional accompaniments, a delicate mother-of-pearl spoon, warm, soft blinis, finely chopped onions and egg. Each glistening pearl of caviar was a burst of the cool ocean, a taste of pure, unadulterated indulgence. To experience this at 40,000 feet, it was simply unbelievable. This was dining redefined, elevated. The Dom Perignon champagne continued to flow, seemingly endlessly, effortlessly. Each exquisite sip was a small celebration, the finest vintages, always served at the absolutely perfect temperature. The crystal glasses chimed softly, a delicate soundtrack to this moment of pure bliss. This entire experience felt like a beautifully orchestrated dream, a fantasy made real. High above the clouds, the service was faultless. The menu itself was a work of art. A la carte, dine on demand. This meant I could eat whenever hunger whispered, not when a schedule dictated. Gourmet creations from world-class chefs. I opted for seared tuna, then perfectly cooked lamb, followed by a decadent chocolate dessert. Each dish was a masterpiece of flavor and presentation, restaurant quality without a doubt, miles above the surface of the earth, truly remarkable. The cabin crew were exceptional, attentive, yet incredibly discreet. They seemed to anticipate every need, often before I even realized it myself. They moved with grace and warmth. Their service was impeccable, genuinely personal. They made me feel like the only passenger, the most important person on board. This was true hospitality, in its most refined and polished form. They were the silent orchestrators of this sky-high ballet of luxury. Celestial comforts and a Dubai dawn, the grand finale, the onboard shower spa. This was an experience bordering on the surreal. Just imagine, a hot, refreshing shower while cruising miles above the earth. I booked my allotted time slot. The bathroom itself was surprisingly spacious, far more than one might expect. It was luxurious, stocked with premium Bulgari toiletries, fluffy, soft towels. I emerged feeling completely refreshed, rejuvenated, ready for anything. An absolute game changer in air travel. As the flight progressed, it was time for rest. My suite transformed, magically. The incredibly comfortable seat converted into a fully flat bed. It was draped in crisp, cool linens. A plush duvet provided warmth. I lay down, gazing at the stars through my private window. The gentle hum of the massive engines was a soothing lullaby. Sleep came easily, deeply, utterly restful. I felt a million miles from anywhere. I awoke to the soft glow of the approaching morning, feeling utterly refreshed, completely restored. Another gourmet meal was offered, a delicious breakfast to start the new day. As Dubai drew nearer, the city lights began to twinkle below us, a mesmerizing, sprawling carpet of light. The descent was smooth, gentle, almost imperceptible. The end of an era, the end of this incredible journey. We touched down softly in Dubai. The dream flight had concluded. The memories, however, would linger. This was so much more than just a flight. It was an experience, an event, etched into my mind. The ticket price? It is significant, naturally. One might expect to pay upwards of £7,000, perhaps even £10,000 or more, depending on the route. But for this unparalleled journey through the skies, it felt priceless, an investment in wonder, absolutely worth it.